Right, students, now we'll discuss the another term in the terminology in economy. Foreign direct investments, these are all called as FDIs. So what are the traits of foreign direct investments? These investments are stable and long term. Okay, and what is the meaning of the stable and long term? Mainly foreign direct investments are made in order to create the assets. For example, investments made by an MNC in India to expand its business. For example, KFC. So KFC has opened several branches in India. So it comes under FDI. And Hyundai, Honda, okay, several other Toyota, several other foreign companies have opened their industries in India. Okay, to open their industries or to establish their companies, they have to invest here. So such type of investment is a stable and a long term. They are called as FDIs. So a country, to become a developed country or to increase its manufacturing capacity, it needs more and more FDIs, not FPIs. I think you understood the difference between FDI and FPI, right? And FDIs show interest to establish enterprises, as I said earlier, and they create jobs, right? And they comes with modern technology. If a Hyundai company opens a plant in India, definitely it transfers the technology from its headquarters, right? Okay, and it supports in GDP. It supports in the growth of GDP, and investments are made in physical assets like establishment of industries, etc. And countries with a stable policy, conducive environment attracts the FDIs. So that means to attract the foreign direct investments, there should be a stable governance, there should be stable policies, there should be stable tax rates. Then only the FDIs will come to any country. Am I clear? Yes. Then multinational corporations. What are MNCs? We often hear this word called MNCs, multinational corporations. So what are multinational corporations? You know, they have a centralized headquarters in one country, that is managed from one country. In the sense, their headquarters are located in one country and their operations are performed in several other countries. So they will have offices, manufacturing facilities, assets in more than one country. They are called as multinational corporations. Okay. So what is the meaning of this first sentence? They will have centralized headquarters in one country, meaning managed from one country. What they manage? They manage their business operations in other countries from one country. Am I clear? So this is called as multinational corporation. Okay. For example, what are the multinational corporations? Microsoft, IBM, Apple, and Hyundai, Toyota. Likewise, there are many multinational corporations which control their business operations in several countries from their native country. Okay, right. Then next important topic is globalization. So what is the meaning of globalization? We often hear this word called globalization. So globalization means across the borders, movement of goods, services, investments, technology and people. Please note this point. Movement of goods, services, investments, technology and people across the borders is called globalization. Okay. So prior to 1991, India was not the part of globalized world because we followed socialistic pattern of economy. Okay. I'm going to explain the socialistic pattern of economy, capitalistic pattern of economy, mixed economy in a coming few minutes. Okay. So prior to 1991, India was out of globalization. Okay, because of that, there was no movement of goods, services, investments, technology, and people from our country as well as from other countries. Okay, at present, we are using foreign brands, we are using foreign cars, foreign technology, and foreign clothes which are manufactured in foreign countries. These are all due to globalization. Am I clear? After 1991, we adopted the policy called liberalization. So liberalization means opening more and more sectors for the globalization. As we discussed in the previous class, in general there are three sectors in the economy: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. So opening more and more sectors for the globalization by removing the barriers, is called liberalization. Meaning, liberalization leads to globalization. Simple logic. So without liberalization, globalization is not possible. So what is liberalization? Removing all the restrictions that are barriers to the movement of goods, services, investments, technology, and people from one country to another country or across the borders is called liberalization. And liberalization finally leads to globalization. Am I clear? Right. So I have given the definition over here. So globalization means a tendency of investment funds and businesses to move beyond domestic and national markets to other markets around the globe, thereby increasing the interconnection of the world, is called globalization. For example, if you take the IT companies of India like Tata Consultancy Services, okay, they provide software products for the companies in USA and companies in other European countries. Okay, these are all due to the result of globalization, allowing goods and services, investments, technology, and people across the globe. Am I clear? Right. Then what is privatization? See, privatization means transfer of ownership of property or business from a government to a private owned entity is called privatization. For example, prior to 1991, most of the business activities were under the control of the government. Okay, the private players were very less in the economy. So economy is nothing but the production activities. Okay, so prior to 1991, most of the production activities in the country are under the control of the government. And after 1991, we have adopted the policy of privatization, meaning transfer of ownership of a property or business from a government to a private owned entity. Right. For example, recently the government of India has put forward a proposal to privatize the Vizag steel plant. So it is the best example for privatization. Okay. Right. Then what is the liberalization? As I discussed earlier, liberalization means it refers to relaxation of government restrictions, usually in such areas of social, political, and economic policies. Right. This is called as liberalization. Okay. So in the next video, we will discuss the gross domestic product, gross national product, etc. Thank you.